4:43 the time now, and the Welsh Government is pressing ministers in Westminster to do more to support onshore wind and solar development, saying the sector's been decimated here because of its policies. Energy Secretary Lesley Griffiths has made a public statement in favour of renewable energy, which has been supported by a number of Welsh energy and environmental organisations, including Renewable UK Cymru. Well, David Clubb is its director and joins us now. Afternoon to you.
Afternoon.
Why has she made this statement now then? Is there anything in the timing of this?
We've been working with a group of other organisations in the rural agriculture sector, predicated on the uncertainty which is coming out of Brexit negotiations. And we've been trying to demonstrate that renewable energy is one of the ways that farmers and landowners can generate an additional income. And so it's on the back of a lot of work that Welsh Government's been doing in general to support the landowners and farmers. So there's the timing is, there's nothing special about the timing, but it does, behind the scenes there's been a lot of work to try and get a coalition of organisations to discuss the issues and demonstrate the benefits of the technologies to landowners and to the energy sector and indeed to householders and businesses.
And we potentially can do renewable energy very well here in Wales, can't we? But we are hampered by elements of the sector being in Westminster's hands effectively.
One of the issues that we've got in Wales is that we've got fantastic resource for onshore wind, for tidal and wave energy. But historically, certainly over the last few years, most of the investment in renewable energy has gone to the east coast of England with offshore. Now, that's a fantastic success story for the UK, but it has meant that Wales has missed out on a lot of the investment, supply chain development, and some of the other benefits that come from it. So this statement, I very much welcome it. It's interesting to note that the UK government seems to be paying attention to some of the requests from the industry to enable the cheaper forms of technology which provide better value for householders like onshore wind and solar. So Claire Perry, the Minister for Climate Change and Industry, has recently been talking about where there are places in the UK that want developments. She's minded to see how they can allow that. So Wales and Scotland might start seeing more developments in the future.
So shifts in perhaps thinking, and as you say, government investing in offshore projects outside of Wales. Is there anything we can be doing here then to make Westminster kind of look more towards Wales's direction?
Well, the recent announcements by Claire Perry suggest that they're starting to do exactly that. It's clear that Brexit is one of the major issues that's preoccupying the government. And the farming lobby is very clear that this poses some potential grave risks to the farming industry, particularly in Wales, where most of our exports go to the EU, more so than any other part of the UK. And the argument that we've been making in the Brexit Roundtable, which meets regularly, is that we need as many possible sources of income for landowners and farmers in order to try and maintain that social fabric, because if the worst case scenarios play out, we might start seeing something like a breakdown in those social structures which have held firm in rural Wales for a very, very long time.
And in terms of energy generation as well, obviously the Welsh Government's got targets to hit 70% of energy generation by 2030. So there needs to be some movement here, doesn't it, to at least be on the road to achieving something like that?
Indeed. I think we've underperformed in Wales. Part of that's down to the planning system, which has now been much improved to give a little bit more certainty on the timing for developers. But you're right, when you look at the impacts of climate change and some of the more worrying indications globally about what's happening, it's imperative that we really do as much as possible in Wales.
Thanks very much for coming in and speaking to us this afternoon. David Clubb there, Director of Renewable UK Cymru.